Hello, this is the tradesight Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 6th of September 2015, ending Friday the 11th. That's a little bit untrue because we have a Monday holiday for Labor Day here in the U.S., so there will be no calls Sunday evening. And of course, banks are closed here in the U.S. on Monday. We'll resume calls Monday evening. So we'll have a 4-day short week. Here's a look at the U.S. dollar index daily chart. And as you can see, nothing spectacular, holding mid-range for the last several months. If I back this out just a bit so we can kind of get a broader picture. It did bounce basically off that red static trend line. You can see the 13 seeker sell signal back in April was still the high. That's about it. Let's take a look at the euro, which had bounced and broken out last week, failed immediately, puts it back mid-range for the last several months. Here's the pound dollar now approaching the lows. So it's been kind of a mixed bag for the dollar index here as the pound has gotten weaker and the dollar has gotten stronger. Here's a look at the Aussie. Just got a 13 seeker buy signal on Wednesday. You can see the pink risk line from that, so high probability of a bounce off of that general area. Here's the pound yen. Broke lower this week, and the euro yen. Whoopsie, euro yen threatening to do about the same. So those are the major pairs at the moment. Here's a look at them in 30-minute candles. And let's back this out just a bit so we can see the entire week. So there's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and last Friday. All right. So for the week, the euro dollar traded about 250 pips, which is not huge. We did all right. We had a 2-day winner on the short side that gave us 200 pips and a couple of trade-offs besides that. Not our best week ever, but not our worst week. Here's a look at the pound dollar, which had almost 300 pips for the week, and it was pretty much a steady decline all the way. We ended up with more trades in the euro than we did in the pound anyways. All right, so what do we have in the week ahead? Let's take a look at that. So remember, Sunday night there's a couple of data points out of Australia, but remember that we are in a Monday holiday mode. So Japan, leading indicators on Monday, going into Monday, German industrial production, Switzerland's got their foreign currency reserves, bank holiday in U.S. and Canada, so nothing to expect much there. New Zealand has their manufacturing sales Monday night. UK's got retail sales. Japan's got current account, final GDP for the second quarter, bank lending, final GDP price index. Australia's got business confidence. Japan's got their 30-year bond auction. Now we're going into Tuesday when the U.S. markets are going to open. China's got their trade balance at some point. We got the economy watchers sentiment out of Japan, unemployment rate out of Switzerland, German trade balance, French trade balance, Halifax HPI out of the UK, revised GDP out of Europe. U.S. markets are open. 30-year bond auction out of the UK. We've got the NFIB Small Business Index. That's a new one to me. 6 a.m. Eastern Time, really early on Tuesday. Labor Market Conditions Index, Consumer Credit in the afternoon. M2 Money Supply out of Japan. Westpac Consumer Sentiment out of Australia, along with home loans. RBA Deputy Governor Lowe speaking out of Australia that night. Now we're into Wednesday. Consumer confidence and preliminary machine tool orders out of Japan. Manufacturing production and trade balance and industrial production out of the UK at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. German 10-year bond auction. In the morning here in the U.S., we've got Canadian housing starts, building permits, the Bank of Canada's rate statement and rate announcement. JOLTS job openings out of the U.S., 10-year bond auction out of the U.S. Jump to that night, we've got rate announcement out of the Bank of New Zealand and their press conference. UK has got a housing price number. Core machinery orders and PPI out of Japan, MI inflation expectations out of Australia, the employment and unemployment rate numbers out of Australia, along with the China's CPI and PPI. I always think it makes sense to put the two of those out together. That's what they do in China. Going into Thursday, non-farm payrolls out of Europe, out of France anyways, and their industrial production. M2 money supply out of China, new loans out of China. UK has their rate announcement out of the Bank of England. We've got Canada's capacity utilization rate, the unemployment claims number, that's a weekly number here in the U.S. Import prices, wholesale inventories, natty gas, that's a weekly number. Crude oil inventory is also a weekly number that gets bumped from Wednesday to Thursday because of the Monday holiday. 30-year bond auction, New Zealand FPI, we've got Japan's BSI manufacturing index. Europe, German final CPI and WPI, Italian industrial production, UK construction output, In the U.S., we've got the PPI and the first look at September's University of Michigan sentiment, and then the federal budget balance and ECOFIN meetings and Eurogroup meetings for the weekend. So, there is a lot of data in those 4 days. None of it's our big three. None of it's our first look at GDP for the third quarter, because that's not till October. So hopefully it's a pretty straightforward trading week, and we get the same kind of movement that we've been seeing of late. If the ranges pick up just a bit, we'll go back to full size. We've been half size for the last month and a half, or less even some days because of summer. It's a normal thing for us to do, but we'd like to get back to normal size, so we'll look for that. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you have any questions, we'll be in the Trading Lab helping you out. You can take a free trial of our services. Check out our new website when you get a chance, and have a great week. This is Chris.